Here's my conversation with Lackstar, a South African semi-pro Rocket League player playing for Aipx Gaming, formerly of August. They were picked up by Aipx in the final regional of the last split. They finished as a team in the top 4 in 2 of those 3 regionals for sub-Saharan Africa. In this conversation, we talk about his plans, his future, his ambitions for Rocket League, and his thoughts on the South African Rocket League scene. Right, well, Lackstar, welcome back. I should say at the outset that this is our second and a half attempt at getting...
I was about to say.
Our second and a half attempt at getting this conversation done. We got about 6 minutes in the first one, and I hadn't started recording. And then I recorded the second one, and the audio was terrible. So we're having our third go at it. All right, so Lackstar, you are now with Aipx Gaming, formerly August.
Yes, indeed.
So let's start with that. You had one regional with Aipx, and is there a big difference to being on your own and being with an org?
We don't feel that different. There is a little bit of difference just because you have a little bit of a community behind you. Announcement tweets of us playing and that type of stuff.
And why is it better being part of an org?
As I said, it's like you get into a community of people that's just there. So if something happens, if there's people, there's always going to be someone like saying, "Oh, you guys did well and you guys played well," and it's not like just random people. It's some people that's in your community in the org that you know, and that's also nice just to have.
And how did the pickup happen? How did you land up with Aipx?
To be honest, I can't really remember. I just think the CEO of the org just hit us up with an offer. We negotiated with them and saw that, okay, these guys are willing to actually do a lot of work to get us with them. So then we said, okay, sick, let's do it.
All right, good. Well, let's talk now about the fall split, which is always funny being from the southern hemisphere. For us, it was actually the spring split. But so tell me about that and how you guys felt about it in terms of how you did. Did you do better than you thought, worse than you thought? Were you happy with your results?
There was the second regional, I think, was the one where we placed 5th to 8th, where we weren't really happy with that one. Okay. But the other times we were hitting 3rd to 4th most of the time, which was pretty much where we wanted to be. From the get-go, we said no, we want to be like around third place most of the time. There's a lot of times that I really think we could have gotten second, like both of split. Oh, my. Nice own goal.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a few times, like Regional 1-3, where there was the opportunity of getting second because of the crazy ass seeding that happened with Pirates and Bravado.
Okay.
Then where they had to play in like the semis, so we had the opportunity to go second, and then ATK slapped the shit out of us twice. So, but no, overall we're pretty happy with it. Okay,
and what is the ambition for January? January's coming up, the second regional, or the second split rather. What are the ambitions there?
To be honest, it's more of a let's test out the waters again because of the grinding and stuff. We want to see like what's going to pop with us, how we're going to play and everything. The first regional is probably just going to be testing waters again, and then from there on we're going to see if we get closer to like maybe. Okay, this is a far stretch, but maybe beating Bravado or making it close, then we can say, okay, no, that's sick. We can start trying to get second, and then from there on, it just goes up and up until we maybe get close to beating Pirates.
What's the training plan or routine for the next leading up to that? Do you guys have a plan? Are you sort of waiting to the new year to get into some sort of training grind?
Oh no, we started since like as soon as we started the split stopped. I mean, we started grinding already.
Okay. I mean, have you had some input from someone? Do you have a coach? Do you have a
Yeah.
how's that all breaking down?
So, yes, we do have a coach, it's Shadow Hunter, that recently moved to Portugal. He was in
Okay.
XD and everything. He's coaching us right now, and
Okay.
his idea is we need to like just grind the shit out of basic mechanics, because we still with like there's a lot of consistency issues that we have, and from there on, like it's just working on gameplay speed,
Okay.
reading the play faster, reading balls faster, everything, just to start being able to keep up with Bravado and Pirates.
Let's talk about you for a bit. So you are. Would you consider yourself a pro Rocket League player, a semi-pro Rocket League player?
I'll say semi-pro.
Okay.
I don't believe in being a pro until you can at least compete with like internationally.
Do you have ambitions for being a pro? Is that something you want to do in
Yeah.
Rocket League?
Yes, it is. I really like. That's also why I have motivation to grind the whole time as well.
Yeah.
It's I really do want to like get into a position where I can say, okay, I can get picked up by someone just because of how they see me play, or like I can go to EU and I can still keep up with people there.
Okay. And how old are you now?
I'm 18 now.
How long do you think you'll realistically play Rocket League?
I would like to play until like 24-ish.
Okay.
So it's still like what, 6 years. If something doesn't happen, then I'll move on to being sitting in sitting in an office and working the whole time. But
How long have you been playing Rocket League? When did you pick up the game?
2017, end of 2017.
And how many hours have you put in?
Right now, I think 3,200 and something.
And what is your platform?
PC.
Controller or keyboard?
Controller.
Which controller?
A Razer Raiju Tournament Edition.
I mean, we only found out in what is it, end of October somewhere, that we discovered that suddenly we had a shot at RLCS.
Yeah.
So what was your plan at that point before there was any announcement?
To be honest, I still had the same mindset of trying to go pro with Rocket League.
Okay.
There's probably like a little bit of just, I didn't have as much hope for going pro with it.
Yeah.
But I definitely still wanted to like take this game very, very seriously.
Since the announcement, what changed for you?
Motivation. Like, just I got so motivated as I fully went into thinking, okay, it's time for me to grind even more than I did.
You talk about beating Bravado, then getting to a point where maybe you can beat the Pirates, but then to go higher than that and to be able to sort of get to a Soundrock Gaming or get good enough to compete with those guys at one of those majors. Do you think you understand the journey from where you are now to getting to that point?
Yeah, kind of. I understand how far I need to go. I understand the amount of work I still need to put in before I can say, okay, I can actually keep up with the legends. But I really do believe, like, especially with the amount of grind that I'm willing to put in, I really do believe it's possible to get there.
And where are you from?
I'm from Potchefstroom.
Potchefstroom. Okay. Well, tell me about the team. So it's you, Friction, Risen, Eclipse. How did you come to be a team?
Me and Friction have been in the team for like over a year now. We were in X Pythons for the longest time and just got into a position where we needed a new teammate, and we were like, oh, Risen isn't in the team yet. Asked him if he wants to try out a little bit, and this was back when we were still fucking C2s. Okay. And that guy was still like one of the top rank X players. So we were like really pushing our luck with him. And then we asked him, listen, are you down to play with us? He said, yeah, let's try it out, see how it goes. So he said, oh yeah, this really feels good after all of the training and all those scrims we did with them.
Okay. And how old is our Friction and Risen?
I think Risen I think he's turning 21 or 22 today. It's his birthday today. So, and then Friction is 16.
So you're 18. That means your school commitments must be done now.
Yeah, I just finished high school, yeah.
Nice. And the young man on your team, he's still going to have school commitments next year. What's he, grade 11 now, going into?
Yeah, it's going into grade 11.
And let's ask the very important question. Rule 1, your views, yes or no?
I do not believe. I think I have the thing of, if you play proper games, if you play like regionals and stuff like that, then you don't do it.
And I do think there's growing consensus on that. In the last major, in the Sweden LAN, on at least 2 occasions, I saw players breaking Rule 1s. So I think at the highest level, at least, I think its days are pretty much numbered, which is, from my perspective, very good to see.
Yeah.
All right, well, let me ask you quickly about the coach. How much time is he spending with you?
He's spending a lot of time with us. Like, we are working like on a very individual level. He's very into we taking this individual level, and if you will sit in, if you sit in training and stuff, he will sit in with you sharing your screen, saying, okay, this is a better way to do the mechanic that you just did. And like explain better mechanics for us. And
do you think it is possible for South Africans to make a living from Rocket League?
I think so. Especially if Rocket League sees there's a little bit of numbers in the streams, and they bring drops into it as well. We're also going to get a lot more traction on people watching, which will also bring up more prize money because they can put in more for us. So maybe by next year, the next season, we will have like a higher prize pool, and then from there on, I really think it's very, very possible that it's going to be a thing you can do for a living.
Your parents, are they supporting your efforts and ambitions in Rocket League?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're very supportive of it. They said there's a few I have to be sure that I at least have a backup plan for if something, when shit hits the fan.
Yes.
But otherwise, no, they're very supportive of it.
Okay, that's great to hear. All right, cool, mate. Well, Lackstar, big luck to you going forward, and going to be looking to see how you guys do in the upcoming winter/summer split.
Yeah, man.
And thanks for taking time to come and chat.
No problem, man. Thank you for this interview. It's nice.
Cool, man.